Hey, how's everyone doing? Today we are going to be reacting to a Moist Critical video. This one is called Unbelievable Entitlement. Today is my birthday, but I don't really celebrate my birthday. To me, it's just another regular day. So we are going to be reacting to a video today. Like always, please remember to leave a like, subscribe only if you want to. I will greatly appreciate it. Let's jump right into this.
I just got up, ate my
I don't know
breakfast,
what
and
this video
checked
is
my
about, by the
email
way.
when something came in like a missile. A little piece of electronic mail came in hot and heavy, hot and ready, Little Caesar style shellacking that I couldn't resist opening. Apparently, there's been a big story that's blown up on TikTok about an influencer who left a
Okay,
1-star review on
that's
a
what I
hair
figured.
salon because she was late to her appointment, so they didn't cut her hair that day, so she started crying about it in her car and then went on this warpath against them.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember my barber had to cancel my appointment because his kids got sick. I was a I wasn't really upset to the point where I was crying. I didn't really care, I just rescheduled like 2 days later. It is what it is. Sometimes shit happens. Why would anyone record themselves crying about not getting their hair cut and then post it online?
And I gotta tell you, I was captivated.
Just went to go get my hair cut. My hair's not cut. And I will be writing a 1-star review for this place. Thank you very much. I love LA.
Wow. Got me tearing up as well.
I didn't even give my barber a 1 star because, I mean, like I said, sometimes life happens. There's nothing to cry about. If he couldn't cut my hair that day, I'm not gonna act like it's the end of the world. People are so fucking entitled.
It took a lot of strength to do what she did there, to be so vulnerable in a moment of crisis, nay, tragedy like this, and to let everyone know that she will be leaving a 1-star review here, a necessary evil for what's unfolded. Now, obviously, there's a lot of important questions that have been left unanswered. Why? How could this happen? Where did we all go wrong? She went for a haircut, yet no haircut was received. Haunting. That is a chilling, terrifying tale reserved exclusively for campfire ghost stories, and yet it happens to be true here. Curse this damn world to hell! As advertised, she did leave a 1-star review on this small business. She said, I had been really looking forward to my appointment with Madeline. I was coming from Vans, I don't know where that is, coming from the Vans shop, and unfortunately the universe threw every delay in my way. Heaven to Betsy, we can't even trust the universe anymore. She's trying to defy fate, but the fucking universe had other plans. No! I'm not usually late, and I was already anxious, so I called ahead of time and let her know I'd be 10 minutes late, but my ETA was potentially going up. I communicated clearly and got there as fast as I possibly could. I was informed of the 15-minute grace period and was told she had another client at 12:30. My appointment was at 11. The elevator for my parking garage didn't work, and so I ran through the mall out of breath and showed up to her chair a minute or two after the grace period had ended. She sat me down in her chair and told me she didn't think an hour 15 was enough time to give me a haircut. My hair is shoulder length. Today was my only day off, and I told her I couldn't reschedule. Oftentimes I've had to wait for other clients' hair to finish up, and I was taken aback that she was turning me away after all I did to arrive there on time.
So, in other words, this bitch lacks accountability. Because of her own fault, she ran late. And she wants to blame it on the person cutting her hair. Maybe she could have left earlier. and all of this could have been prevented. Like, me personally, I leave like 10 minutes before my appointment because my barber lives so close to me. It's convenient, it's super nice. But like, why will you cry and blame her when it was your fault that you were running late? And then she talks about her lack of empathy and humanity shocked me, and I left there sobbing, what a fucking child. After planning my whole day around this haircut I was so excited for, I will not be returning. Women are allergic to accountability. That's all I need to say.
How could she? Does she not know that even though she was late, she did everything possible to get there on time, except plan accordingly and actually get there on time? It was the fucking universe's fault, not hers. Why can't the hairdresser see that? Her lack of empathy and humanity shocked me, and I left there sobbing after planning my whole day around this haircut I was excited for. I will not be returning. Yet somehow Palpatine did return in this review to drop a picture of herself crying on the 1-star review. She slid this little nugget
So
in there
cringe.
at the bottom. Now, the owner did respond to that 1-star review expressing, like, hey, sorry you're having such a traumatic experience as a result of this, I guess. And then also just reminding her that she showed up very late. According to the owner, she got there at like 11:20. Her appointment was at 11. So they didn't feel they could accommodate her for the haircut that she was looking for in the time that they had, which was like an hour 15, hour 30, whatever it was. So they tried to reschedule, which didn't work here. Honestly, I thought the response from the owner was totally fine, given how dramatic the 1-star review that they're responding to is. Also, if you were planning your whole day around that haircut, why not get to the appointment on time? If your whole day revolves around that...
Basically what I said, she could have left 30 minutes early. If this haircut was so important to her, if she was going to be busy for the rest of the week, for the rest of the 2 weeks, why would you take a chance and be late to this appointment? Like I said, people are just allergic to accountability. It's not just women, but most of the time it's women.
That haircut, why couldn't you get there on time? The entitlement is unbelievable, but it only gets worse because she gives a response video to all of this because apparently it became a pretty big story on TikTok.
She made a whole video.
So she wanted to share her side of things to get people rallying behind her in her corner. It flopped. That shit was like a Morbius level flop when it...
Yeah, because I don't understand how or where in her right mind did she think that she was in the right. Obviously, everyone's gonna disagree with her. Like, people don't have a brain. People are just fucking stupid.
When it comes to a response here, it's about as bad as you could have made it.
The girl that was crying is back to give you a real explanation this time. The reason I haven't yet is I just wasn't sure if that was something that was worth it for me, especially now that I know people have seen me crying.
Immediately the way she kicks this off about like, well, now that people have seen me crying, I guess I have to. You made the video. You posted the video. It wasn't like some kind of leak or something of some kind of secret.
Yeah.
You know, that was uncovered by DARPA.
No one
or
asked
some
you
shit.
to post that shit.
Or like redacted files that just came out into the light. You posted it proudly. It's still on your page. Like, what do you mean? It's not like this is just something people, fucking found that you tried to keep buried. You posted it, and you even posted a follow-up video calling people incels when they came through and expressed, like, their thoughts on it. So, like, what are you talking about? The way she's immediately framing this, like, okay, guess I have to now since you say I saw me crying, which I didn't want anyone to ever see, then just don't film that video. Like, it's just that easy. It is so easy, actually, to avoid filming yourself crying.
And also, it's not a quick explanation, and most of you are going to hear the first part and be like, you're the problem, and then they're going to leave. So
yeah, you are the problem. There's no other way around it. You're the fucking problem, you fucking weirdo.
Anyone that actually wants to hear what happened and you stick around for like the whole story, this is for you. It's going to be a little long, so buckle up.
Hey, don't you worry. I've already buckled my seatbelt. I'm in it for the long haul here. And spoiler alert, first part, second part, third part, fourth part, all of it, no matter how you spin it, you are the problem with it. Like, I know
Basically
you don't want
what I
to admit it,
said.
and it's very clear by the end. She even gives a big fuck you again to the small business and the hairdresser. She still can't
Take
wrap her head around the
accountability.
fact that it is her fault. like she was the one
Fucking-
that was wrong.
The day of the
The
appointment
entitlement
comes
is
around,
crazy.
and I get in my car, I put in the place, and it says 11:04 is my ETA. My appointment was at 11, but I know that it's rude to be late, even if it's like just a little bit, and I am really good about not being late, and it makes me really anxious because I had a mom growing up who was late to everything. You know how it is. And so I call, and she doesn't answer, and she calls me back once I'm on the highway. But before I get on the highway, if you live in LA, you know, there's this stupid fucking series of lights to get on the highway, and essentially I was stuck at the light for 5 light cycles.
Hold your horses. You've already told on yourself. So you put in the address and your ETA was 11:04.
Yeah, so she was already running late to begin with. Talking about, oh, I don't want to be late. I left early. Like, people like this vote. Just remember, people like this have the right to vote.
That tells me that you're already late getting into your car if your ETA is already past the appointment time. You should have got in your car earlier. If you have planned your whole day around this haircut, why wouldn't you have checked to see how long it takes you to get to that spot prior to you getting in the car, like at the buzzer beater here? You've already fucked up. You are already going to be late. Now, I personally am someone that is also pretty often late to appointments, unfortunately. I make the same mistake she does, where I just assume that once I get in my car, every other vehicle out there is about to get fucking raptured, so it's going to be just clear skies and clear roads, all green lights all the way there, and I'll get there lickety-split. But that's never the reality of it, so I do oftentimes end up being a little bit tardy to the party. And in some cases, I have missed my appointment because of that. Like since I'm late, they're unable to accommodate, and I don't expect them to. I totally get it. I don't throw a temper tantrum. I don't leave a 1-star review because I know it's my fault.
Yeah.
I should have left
Like
earlier.
every grown
I should
adult
have learned my
should.
lesson by now, but I never do. Maybe this is the wake-up call I needed, though, because this shit is just diabolically embarrassing. But the point is, I understand being late, but to then put it on everyone else as if it's their problem for not accommodating you, it makes you an entitled asshole. I have never done that. I always understand, like, if I'm late, you know what? They might just say, like, hey, we don't have time for that, and that's totally fine. They're 100% in the right for that, and I'm wrong. But she doesn't have that eureka moment where she can recognize that.
I'm not even kidding, and I did not move maybe a car's length. And my ETA went up to 11:10. And like, what the fuck am I gonna do in that situation? Be an asshole and cut in front of everyone else like everyone else is doing and then sit in the intersection and get honked at? No. The only option was just to sit there, really. Like, how else am I gonna get there? I have to go on the highway.
Well, here's the thing, actually, and it's a crazy concept, so bear with me. It might sound like I'm on the crack pipe, but get a load of this. You leave earlier.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a crime to show up early to an appointment. You could have got there before the appointment instead of like 11 o'clock sharp. You could have got there a little bit early. Maybe they even take you back
Maybe
early
even
if they've
5
got
minutes
time.
early there would have been
So,
nice.
You wouldn't have even needed to worry about being stuck at, the light for so long if you had just left earlier. Like, you can keep trying to put it on the universe, but it was very easily avoidable, especially since you apparently planned your whole fucking day around this haircut.
And
It sounded like she planned her whole fucking week for this haircut. And yet, she failed to get there on time.
of course, there's also
Obviously, it
highway
didn't mean that
closures.
much to her.
And so she calls me back.
she wants
my
to play
ETA
victim.
still says 11:10, and I tell her I'm doing my best to get there on time, and that I'm afraid that the ETA might go up a little bit more because the traffic was like really bad. When you're on maps and it says like police reported ahead, are they still there? That happened 4 times too. Like, everything that could
Okay.
have happened to stop me from getting there
Okay,
on
then
time
just fucking
did
leave
happen.
early.
Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after
You're
excuse.
so crazy.
Who cares? You should have just left earlier. Like, this whole section is her just trying to find cope and her trying to find things like, does anyone else hate, like, traffic and stuff? Like, oh my god, it
Yes,
completely
we
ruined my
all
haircut.
hate traffic.
Just leave earlier, and you would have been fine. And the salon here, they called her back. She told them that she was going to be a little late, and it seems like they were receptive to it, because according to her, they did even, like, take her back, brush her hair, and then when she showed the inspo, they didn't feel comfortable doing that in the amount of time they had. So, like, they were still, like, really accommodating from everything I can tell.
I wish I had gotten in my car a few minutes earlier if I knew
Yeah.
that was going to be the case.
Yes,
I thought
that's
I
what you should
had
have
enough
done.
time. And so I get there, I park my car at 11:12 in the parking garage because also Amtrak, like there was literally a fucking train that came by as well. Like I'm not
Again,
making
with
this
the
up,
fucking
okay?
excuses.
And I park my car in the parking garage. I run in heels, and I'm sick, okay? And the elevator out of the parking garage doesn't work. I stay.
Did she really fucking show her foot? This bitch is fucking stupid as hell, man. I can't stand people like
there
this.
for what feels like 2 minutes.
So close to identifying the issue when she was tickling the idea that she should have gotten in her car earlier. But then it's right back to, like, the excuses. But I couldn't have known that I wasn't going to be instantaneously transported there upon entering my vehicle. I had no way of knowing that there'd be, like, traffic and stuff. That's not usual in LA. LA's not known for traffic. How was I to know? So then she's talking about how she also didn't even know that the hair salon was in a mall. So she's upset about that because now she's in a parking garage and it's, like, slow. And then she has to run through the mall in heels and it's brutal. And also she's sick. So you're going to this appointment while sick too?
Running into there right at 11:15, and she pokes her head out and like says like Lisa, and I'm like yeah, and so I swear to God, at the latest.
Sorry, I had to do something. All right, let's get back to this.
It was 11:16 that I was in her chair at the very fucking latest. Okay. Not that matters, you would think, but it does. And so
Yeah,
she
because,
sits.
I mean, like Charlie said, they couldn't accommodate to the haircut that you wanted. Not all haircuts take the same amount of time. Your haircut probably would have taken the whole hour and 15 minutes or whatever the appointment was. And then that would have cut into the other person's appointment, and that would have, affected the hairdresser, the person cutting your hair. Then she would have gotten backed up because of your fault. Because you chose not to leave fucking early. How hard is it to fucking understand?
Me down in her chair, offers me water, brushes my hair, asks me what I want.
The gall of her to do those things, to give you a beverage, to brush your hair and ask you what you want? Who does she think she is? Oh my god, the chutzpah. What a monster. The way she's describing this, it's like she was doing a bad thing. Like the hairdresser, she gave me water and stuff and like brushed my hair. What the fuck? I don't know why she's acting like that. And it does matter, by the way. You're very late. And what you wanted done with your hair isn't something that they thought they could do to a high quality standard in the amount of time they had before their next client. You were late. Like, it's just that simple.
I show her the inspo picture. The vibes are like, and like just not great customer service, right? And then she's like,
not great customer service when you fucking got there late and they still brushed your hair and offered you water. That's not great customer service. They have every right to be irritated with you because you ran and got there late. And they yet offered you water and brushed your hair and still asked or offered to cut your hair. If it would have been like a simple trim, I'm sure they would have done it. And it's not great customer service? Bro, people like this. I wish you just take all these people and fucking deport them to like a fucking stranded island, bro. Just take them all. Let them fend for themselves.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I can cut your hair. in an hour 15. And then she says that like she doesn't want to rush it and like do a bad job, which is fair. And then she's like, and that's not fair to my other client at 12:30.
And an hour and 15. It was not an hour and 15 when you already cut half of your fucking time off. She would have to do it in 45 minutes. Use your fucking brain.
I don't know what to say to that. Like,
How can you not know what to say to that? It's like the easiest response ever. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I should have been here on time. So how can we reschedule? Like, it seems like it's a very amicable situation that could have happened here, but she just can't process this. Like, it's wild to me. The entitlement is actually incredible to watch unfold here. Because even after, like, this blew up and this is now her response, it still hasn't dawned on her that she was in the wrong. She still puts it all on this hairdresser who's so unreasonable and so mean, lacking empathy and humanity. What the fuck? It's so fascinating to see here. And then she's like, yeah, just clearly not great customer service. After she's just described that they're bending over backwards now, she's very late to this appointment, but they're still taking her back, giving her water, brushing her hair, and trying to do the haircut that she is wanting to a high level. But they didn't feel confident that they could, so they're now trying to reschedule for a different day so they can. And she's upset about that. Would you have rather they have done this haircut shittily? Would you have rather had a bad haircut as opposed to no haircut at all?
Then she would have had a real reason to cry.
I don't understand. Like, this feels so reasonable and, like, I think very understandable from the hair salon here. I also love how she keeps pointing out, like, LA this, LA that, about, like, how awful LA is and how different LA is from Wisconsin, where she's from, which she'll get into in a moment.
She's from Wisconsin? No. No, man. Ugh. That sucks. I'm not from Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin, but I do not act like this. I was born in California, and I still don't act like this. People annoy me.
But she's like the most LA person I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
Like,
she
this
acts
is
like someone from
the
LA.
quintessential, like, douchey, entitled LA attitude that has become, like, a meme. And she is just fully unironically expressing that exact trope. You are the embodiment of that LA attitude that people criticize a lot. And yet she tries to act like she's so above it.
I come from Wisconsin. Maybe things are just different here in California, which is why I said I love LA, because this would only fucking happen in a city like LA. In Wisconsin, like I said, my mom is late to everything. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's like it should be this way, but I swear to God, people are late for hair appointments all the fucking time, or even if they're on time, sometimes it goes over, and the next person just sits there and waits for a few minutes, and it's like not a fucking big deal, right? And so she says, I'm gonna have you come back tomorrow.
No, it's not really like a Wisconsin versus LA thing. It's more of just like a normal human thing. Like,
Yeah, maybe those people that took in your mom were just being nice. Not every person is gonna be as nice as them. Like, you can't expect that same kind of fucking hospitality with everyone that you meet. People have their own schedules for a reason.
across the globe, if you're really late to something, they might not coddle you and move mountains to ensure that you are accommodated, even though you have shown disrespect and lack of care by being late. Like, I feel like that's not really just LA exclusive. That's pretty much anywhere if you're really late to something. Now, some places, as she mentioned, will do what they can to still, fulfill that, even if you are very late. But it shouldn't be an expectation. That's sometimes happens, sure. Most times probably doesn't. And
It
that's
probably happens like 10% of the time. She's making it sound like everyone in Wisconsin does it. Like 90% of the time. No. Like I said, it depends on the person and the place and if they're feeling nice. It's that simple.
fine too. In fact, that's kind of the way it normally is. If you're really late to something, tough luck. Should have been on time. Kind of just the way the world goes.
And then I left a review, and they responded and then deleted it. and they said that I showed up at 11:20, which is not true because I texted my friend at 11:20 after I had been essentially kicked out and said, I'm not getting my hair cut, I'm crying. Like, I texted them at 11:20 and said, like, I'm not getting my hair cut. So that's the story, and fuck that hair salon. I think that that lady needs to work on her customer service, and also, like, I would have tipped her amazingly.
Checkmate. She said she texted her friend at 11:20. Thus, she couldn't have been 20 minutes late. Only, like, close to 20 minutes late. Gotcha. Not exactly like the watertight defense she thinks it is. And then she goes on to say, fuck the hairdresser there, like the whole salon. And that she was going to tip them amazingly. She had plans to Mr. Beast this place. She was going to go in there with a huge tip. And now they missed out on it. She sounds like someone that tips incredibly well, by the way. Someone with this level of entitlement, I bet, is a real treat to work with.
She's probably gonna tip $10. She's making it sound like she was gonna tip 25 or some shit.
In a customer service industry, I bet she has a reputation for being a great tipper. I just have a hunch.
I understand that I should have been better about my time management and I could have been there earlier. And you know what?
That's basically it. That's all you have to do. Stop blaming others but yourself, you dumb bitch.
Reflected in my tip. And so she didn't get my money, and I'm glad at the end of the day that I didn't get my hair cut by her. But yeah, you ruined my fucking day off, and I wish I didn't let you, but you did. So fuck you, Strand of Soul in Pasadena. Weird as fuck that you deleted the response to my review too. You're weird.
Again, they're right now kicking themselves about that massive tip they missed out on here. That was no doubt coming, by the way. Yeah, to say that...
If anything, after watching these fucking videos, I'm sure they are relieved that they didn't fucking cut your hair.
They're weird. When you film a video of yourself crying in your car about not getting your hair cut because you were late, and then you even recognize a couple of times, like very ephemeral, that you could have been there earlier, should have been there earlier. You know, being on time, by the way, is what that's called, but we don't need to get into the semantics. And then still find a way to try and paint them as the bad guys, even though it's your fault. You're in the wrong. It's crazy. So she signs off with a big fuck you to them and calling them weird, saying it's weird they deleted their response to her review, which I don't think they should have deleted it for what it's worth. I imagine they were probably worried that it'd look bad on them as a business to be engaging with someone with this level of, like, delusion. Like, maybe it would reflect poorly on them as a business if they're in there, like, I don't know, fighting in the reviews. Even though they weren't fighting, I thought their response was totally fine. But I can understand that maybe there was the thought that maybe this would be perceived poorly by someone coming in, so they deleted it. But I don't think they did anything wrong. I don't think they needed to delete it, but they're not weird for it either. Their response was fine, and I don't know why she keeps trying to claim that they're weird. You were late. You were very late to your appointment. They didn't think they had enough time to do your hair to the high quality standard they want to hold themselves to, I imagine, so they didn't feel comfortable doing it and tried to reschedule, which you weren't receptive to. It's that simple. If you got there earlier, they would have been able to do your hair to the standard they want, and it all would have been fine. It's on you. But yeah, anyway, I got real invested in this story. It's a pretty cool email I got this morning about this one. That's really about it. So
yeah. People and their entitlement. When people like that, they're just narcissistic. They're not gonna learn. They'll never learn. They will never accept the fact that they are wrong. That's just how they are. Sadly, you can't help them. They can't even help themselves, as you can see from this person and the things she was saying, and not admitting that she was in the wrong. But whatever. What can you do? If you guys enjoyed, like I said, leave a like, subscribe only if you want to. I'm not forcing you guys to. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, everyone. And like always, God bless all of you, and God bless America. Peace.